guys, it's me Tiffany. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my Patreon. If you're new here, today we'll be reacting to the Korean BL series Time of Fever, which is the spin-off slash prequel to Unintentional Love Story, which is another Korean BL, and this series is focusing on the second couple of that series. To in my opinion, we didn't get much of them in Unintentional Love Story, but I'm thankful that we're getting this whole series. But at the same time, it's I have some theories and thoughts and wishes that I want to happen in this series. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen or not. So yeah, but this little disclaimer right now here is that this is the prequel to whatever happens in Unintentional Love Story. If you haven't watched that, I will be talking about that series in connections to my theory making and also just what I'm wishing is gonna happen. So if you haven't watched that, if you don't want to get spoiled, I suggest maybe finish that series first before you watch my reactions, or if you don't mind, just continue watching, whatever it takes for you guys to enjoy the series with me. You do you, buddies, you do you. But I will be talking about that series as well in cooperation with this series because, once again, this is connected. Some not non-series stuff, just things on my Patreon right now, is that we'll be doing this series. It is 6 episodes long. I'll be doing 2 episodes a week, so it's gonna take about 3 weeks for me to finish this series, and then we'll get it's perfect timing for me to get into Love in the Big City, which I've been waiting for. It's another Korean BL, and I'm so excited, so excited. There's a lot of things around this series that I'm excited about, but also I want to personally show support to the cast because they have getting a lot of hate from the Korean netizens, specifically those who are homophobic, because these are bigger actors, more quote-unquote mainstream actors who are taking on these roles in an LGBTQ plus series, and it's I want to show support, and I'm excited for this because it's just what I've heard from the production team and just what they've done for this series. I'm just very excited. I don't want to say I have high hopes because Korean BL, I think in one way, it's never that level for me of production. It's more about the writing as always. So I don't want to say I have high hopes on the production aspect in the sense of cinematography, maybe seeing camera work and stuff like that. I'm more excited about how they've written it and how they're the screenwriters chose to write and direct kind of the motivations of this story. But yeah, we'll talk more about that when that series airs later this month. But we're ready for Time of the Fever. So like I said earlier, the disclaimer, I'm gonna spoil a little bit right now for my theory making. So for this series, what I'm wishing for is that we'll see what happened to them in high school. Don't ask me about their names. I don't remember their names. It's been a minute. I want to see what happened to them in high school, and then at the end, some kind of what's it called? Time jump to what we see at the end of Unintentional Love Story when they're together. I want some cute boyfriend moments from them because if we end where right before or maybe a moments before Unintentional Love Story, that means this is gonna be a sad ending to the series, which I don't know how I feel. It's only 6 episodes, so though I'm already kind of attached to these characters, will I be so attached that I'm gonna be very, very sad that they ended that way? Because I do know that they're gonna be together at the end of Unintentional Love Story, so it's ooh, I don't really know, but I do wish. I want to see them being cute together, boyfriend moments. There's cute moments in this series, I bet, but when they're official, that's the cute part actually. So I don't know. That's my theory, my hopes, my thoughts. But let's just watch episode 1 and 2. So without further ado, let's go. He's gonna cry again. No, he's mesmerized. Ah.
남는 새 웃을지도 모르는 병신된 줄 알았다. 남의 웃든 말든.
Does he look good? Interesting. I want to talk about my opinions on this episode. Kind of my first reaction, because this episode I thought I knew how this is gonna head towards too, but I'm actually very surprised in many ways because of the original series. Because I don't know, in my perspective of their relationship from that show, Unintentional Love Story, Jesus, and it's, I don't know, in that show I saw a lot of Donghee's kind of perspective and his struggle with, I think, the romantic feelings he has towards Hotae. So for me, I was expecting this series to be like kind of his point of view a little bit. I'm not sure like if the further episodes are gonna be more like we're going back and forth between their perspectives, but for like this episode, it just like it was so like Hotae focused in the sense of like his perspective of things and kind of seeing his attraction to Donghee that is like very surprising because we saw so much of Donghee's kind of perspective on his feeling, his fears, and his concerns with his feelings towards Hotae that I'm like, oh, this is very weird because I've never considered, I think, the fact that Hotae has feelings for Donghee in the sense of like he's aware that he has this L word, like big L love for this Hyung that he's known since he was a child. Like in my mind, it was more like it took them years to like finally losing him, separating, and now seeing him again. Like that kind of perspective of like, ah, that was that. Like those feelings are love, and it's not like just like brotherly relationship feelings. But like in this episode 1, it felt like he's aware that he like, no, I don't want to say he's aware because I don't think he's aware at this point either, but he's more like, it's hard to say because like you can clearly see that he's jealous whenever Donghee with somebody else. Like when he was talking about Jisoo, when he's like, I'm gonna go see Jisoo, not you, at the swim meet. When I think, is that Jisoo or is somebody else like putting his arm around his shoulder and they're walking together. He was like watching from afar. He's like what is this? Like I don't like that feeling. And just like him watching, waiting for him to come home is like, and then like being like a mom is like he said his full name. He's like, where have you been? Like why are you home so late? Can't you come home earlier? Like that situation. It felt like he's very jealous and many ways possessive. In a like not like possessive in a bad way, like it's creepy, but possessive in like because I have feelings for him, I want to make sure like I want to spend as much time with him as possible, and I want to know where he is and like be with him the whole entire time. That kind of possessiveness. I know like the possessiveness usually has a negative connotation, but in this sense, this is like kind of more positive and like I'm falling in love with you, I'm jealous, and I want to be with you 24/7 kind of way. So like for me, it was very surprising to see him act this way because I didn't really see that in that other series. So I feel like I'm going in circles now, but it's really interesting. So I'm not sure how the next episode's gonna be, but we'll find out. So let's go watch episode 2. It's like very interesting because like every time I see them together, if I didn't know they were like Donghee was older, it always feels like Hotae is like the one taking care of him, one like the older one, you know, that feeling when somebody's older and like wanting to take care of you, and like I don't know, maybe it has to do like their figure as well because like he is like he towers over him as well, and it feels like he wants to like protect him kind of aspect. But I don't know, but it's also the fact that like just the way like even like now he's like doing the wringing the shirt out and everything. Okay, so that was my reaction to episode 1 and episode 2 of The Time of Fever, and very interesting, I guess. I feel like this is a lot deeper than Unintentional Love Story, especially the fact I think there's so many layers to this. Like you can clearly tell that. My fucking god. The indoors or outdoors? Oh my god, that's disgusting. It's disgusting. Ew. Ew. There's like giant ass bugs like this big on my window. Ooh. Close blinds. Okay. But like I said earlier, like there's like a lot of layers to this, and I think like there's definitely a lot of like hiding their feelings for each other. Obviously, because like that's why there's so many miscommunications of it. And I think it's a whole point of like it's a bunch of miscommunication because like they both very 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 like obviously want to hang out together, have feelings for each other, but at the same time, I think if you're looking at this perspective from Donghee, I feel like he's afraid to, like, I think like in this, like at the point right now, I think he has tried getting closer. I think hinting at a lot of things, but at the same time, because of this like older brother younger brother relationship, also the relationship with the mother coming in from like bringing my kind of opinions from Unintentional Love Story, all these things I think mixed together, he cannot act upon those feelings because like I think like he's the younger brother that he's watched grown up, even though they're only like maybe like less than 2 years apart. It I think for him it felt weird as well, and that like, you know, we were childhood best friend, we grew up together, like I have feelings for you now. It like what? And I think he's also at that age where like these feelings and these things might not be as aware in the sense of like I'm able to have these feelings to for somebody of the same sex. Once again, the whole social cultural aspect of Koreans, I guess. So it's like that part, like he's afraid to act upon those feelings. And I think for Hotae, I think he is aware he has feelings, he's attracted to it, but like I think just him, once again, social cultural aspect of it, also reacted. Oh, he left. Okay. Oh, I was like sweating. It's hard for him to kind of also accept those feelings themselves, and then also the conversation they had earlier kind of prompted to a lot of other things. And I'm not sure. Like, did we talk about? Give me a minute.
그냥 궁금해서. 넌 왜 여친 안 사귀냐? 그건 왜? 그냥.
I like it's like his like nonverbals. Because I was focused on the subtitles earlier.
궁금할 것도 많다. 그럼 너는?
His eyes.
운동이나 하려고.
The way that he like opened up when he answered though. I'm sorry, I'm like I'll talk about this later, but
내가 여친 안 사귀는 게 다행이야? 왜? 힘들 것 같아서. 네가 왜? 싸우면 나한테 와서 귀찮게 할 거잖아.
okay, one thing with the thing is like I think translations also really affect, because I know that he said "niga we," it was like why you, like because Donghee was like Donghie's like it's gonna be a hassle or something like that, like oh no, so Hotae said like it's gonna be a hassle, and he's like yeah, because like I'm like messing their names up. Okay, Donghee said oh it's gonna be a hassle. He's like why is it a hassle for you? He's like it's really if you fight you're gonna bother me. It's yada 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 yada. So okay. But also, like, the biggest thing I caught when I was looking at the kind of non-verbal expressions, and I'm very good at reading non-verbals, guys. I'm reading this book for a class. It's called Counseling and Therapy Skills, and one of the chapters was non-verbals, and I read it last week, so I'm really good at reading that right now. But the way they were both kind of closed off, and so when they're talking about this, because they're both very insecure about what they're kind of feeling, I think. Because like they're both nervous about, they both have feelings for each other, so they're nervous to hear like if they have a boyfriend or girlfriend, like that's gonna be very like sad for them, because like, you know, they're taken, and like I have those same feelings for you, like, you know, the whole idea of like love. And then when Hotae became very defensive when Donghee answered him and asked him the question. He opened up. He's like, the way he backed up, he opened his posture and like he like broadened his chest, which shows kind of like he wants to dominate the topic. He wants to dominate the room. He wants to fill up more space because he trying to defend himself. He wants to be shown as stronger. So in that sense, I feel like he was like trying really hard to kind of protect himself in the sense of like those hurt feelings that he felt when they were talking, but at the same time he was more like fighting himself also, just back to the point of like internalized homophobia and conflicts with each other, like in his mind about like what is right, what I'm feeling. Okay, way too much. I feel like I'm micro-analyzing. I don't think I'm gonna do that like coming on, but it's the first 2 episodes, so I'm just very fascinated to see something that I didn't really expect from this series, I guess, because the thing is, I did not really feel fully attached to an Unintentional Love Story. Like, it wasn't the best series out there. I felt like there was a lot of things that was written not so well, and I wasn't like, oh my god, I love this series so much. I was like, I watched it, I'm okay with it. So like when I came to this series, I was expecting the same level of interest, but I don't see that. I see this like a lot more interesting. There's so many like minute kind of like things that are super fun for me to like get into, and the whole story seems very interesting, I guess, because maybe like knowing like the ending is not the best, so I'm like, oh, what's going on here, and I want to figure out why it led to that ending, I guess. So like so many of these things are like very interesting for me, but I think at the end of this is, for me, this show is fascinating because it's pretty early and well established that they have feelings for each other, but like there's so many aspects of their relationship and so many things. Like, are they going to act upon these feelings in this series? Are they going to... What's going to happen? I think that's why I'm so fascinated. But, yeah. I think acting was really well. I think they did really act pretty well in this series. Cinematography-wise, I feel like when they were filming outdoors and, like, when they're at home, it's a really well filmed. For them in school, especially the swim scene, I felt like it was kind of choppy. It was not the best transitions and stuff like that. So I kind of like, ugh. Like usually they don't bother me as much because I know Korean BLs, or in like just BLs in general, are more lower budget. But this one, I just felt like it was so jarring for me. I caught it right away, and I'm like, no. But yeah, I think that part kind of is like, but fun 2 episodes. I'm excited to watch the last 4 episodes, I guess. So hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my social media link down below. See you next time. Bye.